During this week in Pokemon Go, we are going to be seeing the kickoff of the Halloween season. This is going to bring a bunch of new Pokemon along with some really nice surprises. I'm going to be talking about all of this in today's video. Alright, what's happening everyone? Count Jinsula here with a brand new Pokemon Go video. I hope your day is going really well, and let's get right into it. So this is looking to be a pretty fun week in Pokemon Go, mainly because we are going to be seeing the first of two Halloween events. And this event is going to be bringing a brand new Pokemon, which I think a lot of players are going to be interested in getting, and there's also going to be a lot of other things in store, like some really nice bonuses for getting candies. So let's first talk about this Halloween event, and then afterwards let me talk about some other things that are going to be happening during this week. This year's Halloween 2025 Part 1 event is going to be happening from October 21st at 10 o'clock a.m. local time until October 27th at 10 o'clock a.m. local time. The reason why it's going to be ending at 10 o'clock a.m. on October 27th is because directly after this, we're going to be getting Part 2. Now, the featured Pokemon for this event is going to be Sinistee, but also Poltergeist as well as Sinistcha. These are Pokemon that are going to be making their debut with this event, and I think they are pretty exciting for the most part. Now, regarding the new Pokemon, Poltergeist is going to be the basic form, and Sinistcha is going to be the evolved form. In order to get Sinistcha, you just need 50 candies of Poltergeist, and you'll be able to evolve it to get yourself a Sinistcha. Now, in regards to this year's event bonuses, this could actually be a little bit controversial, but they're actually going to be tied to the Go Pass, which, depending on what milestone you reach in the Go Pass, you're going to get various rewards. For example, if you reach Tier 1 of the milestone, you're going to have a double catch candy bonus, and if you have the deluxe version of the Go Pass, you're going to get 3 times the amount of candy for every Pokemon you catch. And if you reach the Tier 2 milestone, you're going to have an increased chance for getting Candy XL with Nice Throws or better, and if you reach Tier 3, you're going to get double the amount of candy whenever you transfer Pokemon, and you're also going to get an increased chance to get Candy XL whenever you transfer Pokemon. And if you have the deluxe version of the Go Pass, you're going to get 3 times the amount of candy whenever you transfer Pokemon, and you're going to have an even greater chance to get Candy XL whenever you transfer Pokemon. Next up, let's talk about the wild encounters. So, in the wild, you're going to be able to see Zorua, Hisuian Zorua, as well as Greavard, as well as an uncommon spawn rate of Sinistee. And they did say that there's going to be more spawns during this event, so do keep that in mind. And then in 1-star raids, you're going to see Galarian Yamask, Sinistee, as well as the new Pokemon Poltergeist. And then 3-star raids, you're going to see Alolan Marowak, Hisuian Typhlosion, and Hisuian Samurott. And then in Shadow Raids during this event, this is actually quite interesting, you're going to be able to get Shadow Yamask as well as Shadow Phantom. And then in terms of field research task rewards, you will want to keep this in mind. You're going to be able to get Sableye, Yamask, Zorua, Hisuian Zorua, Litwick, Vullaby, Phantom, as well as Spiritomb. And considering that Spiritomb is one of those Pokemon you could only get during Halloween, this is going to be your opportunity to pick it up, and if you're lucky, maybe even a shiny version. You're also going to be able to get Mega Energy for Gengar, Houndoom, Sableye, Banette, as well as Absol. Alright, next up, let's go over the weekly content, starting with Max Battles. So, starting tonight until October 26th, we're actually going to have Dynamax Ghastly in Max Battles, which is a pretty key thing because Ghastly does evolve into Gengar, which is a pretty useful Pokemon for Dynamax content. Just keep in mind that there is Gigantamax Gengar, and these Ghastlys are not going to be able to evolve into that. So, that is something you should keep in mind, but I will say Dynamax Ghastly is still one worth going after. Now, in raid battles during this week, we're going to have the continuation of Attack Form and Speed Form Deoxys until tomorrow, October 21st. Afterwards, until the end of the week, we're going to have Genesect, Genesect Douse Drive, as well as Genesect Shock Drive. Just like with Attack Form Deoxys, if you happen to have yourself some top counters, you may potentially be able to solo Genesect, but at the very least, it's going to be an easy duo. So make sure you farm up this raid boss for Rare Candies and Rare Candy XL. It's a great way for you to get some extra resources as well as experience with very little effort. And then let's talk about Mega Evolution raids, because during this week, we're going to be getting ourselves Mega Houndoom and Mega Absol, and I do think both of these are somewhat good, but I will say they do pale in comparison to Mega Tyranitar, so I would suggest only going for these if you need the Pokedex entry. Outside of that, I would save your raid passes because there's definitely better Mega Evolutions out there with the Dark typing. And then since we're going to have Genesect in 5-star raids, that means for this Wednesday's raid hour, we're going to have the 3 forms of Genesect. And then finally, for Spotlight Hour, we are going to be getting Ghastly with a 2x catch experience bonus. This is of course really important because we do need experience right now because of the new level cap. So definitely take part in this Spotlight Hour and pop your lucky eggs and try to catch as many Ghastly as possible. And then let's close this off by talking about what's going to be active in the Go Battle League during this week. Until tomorrow, October 21st, we're going to have the continuation of the Master Premier League, which is a very popular league, along with the Great League Remix Edition. And then afterwards, until the end of the week, we're actually going to have the Open Great League, Open Ultra League, as well as the Open Master League, which means if you have a really solid team in any of these leagues, make sure you take full advantage of it. And then of course, just a reminder, we do have a Go Battle weekend this upcoming weekend. So it's going to be a great opportunity for you to get some higher ranks and get yourself better rewards at the end of the season. Alright, so there you have it. This is everything that's going to be going on this week in Pokemon Go, and I admit that there's not too much content compared to the previous week, but I will say this is going to be a stellar week for getting a whole bunch of candies as well as that new Pokemon. Also keep in mind that the new level cap has been implemented in Pokemon Go, and that means that if you are trying to get the max level of level 80, this is going to be a week where you will want to grind it out, and I do think it's nice that we're going to be getting some new Pokemon with this event, which means you're going to be able to get yourself some extra experience. So don't forget to pop your lucky eggs before you get those Pokedex entries, and make sure you're evolving and catching Pokemon throughout the week so that you could level up. And I think that's going to be the aim for a majority of players. But in any case, that's going to be it for this video. Definitely share your thoughts regarding everything that I talked about down below in the comments. Is there something in particular during this week that you are looking forward to? Definitely share what that is, and let's have a great discussion. And thank you so much for making it all the way to the end of this video. I really hope you enjoyed it and found it to be informative. And if you did, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if it's your first time here, and also don't forget the notification bell so you know exactly when I upload videos. And real quick, let me give a shout out to every single one of my patrons on Patreon. You make this channel content possible. If you want to support the Jinsula channel, if you want to contribute in some way to everything that I'm doing, make sure you go and check out my Patreon, because if you become a paid Patreon member, I'm actually going to add you to my Pokemon Go friends list. So on top of helping out the channel, you're also going to be able to raid with me as well as engage in the friendship system like opening and sending gifts. If that is something that interests you, then make sure you go and check out my Patreon. I'll put a link to it in the description below. And if you want to support my channel in a completely different way, you could always do so by following me on social media. My handle is @CountJinsula. I'm on the platforms you see on the bottom of your screen. Make sure you go over there and give me a follow, and that'll be a huge help to my channel as well. And that's going to be it for this video. I'm Count Jinsula. Be safe, have fun, have yourself a really great week, and I'll catch you all in the next one.